We have breaking news on Tory Lanez. He was not arraigned today. His lawyer um, did a continuance, so he will be back in court in November, according to the Shade Room. And we just learned that Tory Lanez have hired the same attorney that was on OJ Simpson Dream Team. So for those people that was wondering, is he going to get a rain today? The answer is no. They rescheduled it. His arraignment will be and also in November. This is typical. This is nothing out of the ordinary because if you got to get arraigned, your lawyer can request continuous, and there's so many reasons why they can do so, why they gather evidence. But that is where they currently stand with Tory Lanez. Now, when it comes to Tory Lanez, everybody is literally believing that he did not do this to Megan Thee Stallion. They is saying that he is innocent. A lot of people around social media is saying that as well. So when it comes to Tory Lanez, everybody is saying that he's innocent. So so that is where we're currently at right now. So that's weird. So I am outside because I have to go get some business taken care of, and my appointment is not actually until 2:30. So I have some time to spend time and talk with y'all really quickly. So that is currently where the report lies with Tory Lanez. Also, too, Cardi B had exposed herself in the nude on her IG, and many people saying it was accidentally, but it was clearly her. Clearly, she didn't have any clothes on. She showed herself, and we also put that on there. I'm definitely praying for justice as well. So this is on the Wiley Show page. We are reporting to you. Also, with Tory Lanez, back to him. A lot of people is claiming that Megan Thee Stallion is lying. So the more Tory Lanez is out free, the more we will see that he is innocent. That's how some people will see it. Me personally, I do believe that he did shoot her, and I do believe he will serve time in jail and he will go to prison. That's just my personal belief. I do believe that. I do believe that when the results come out, he will be proven guilty. Now, his lawyers, he could get the best lawyers, but if the evidence came out that he did do it, it will always be that way and that way. He all in our face on Instagram, so the more and more he's out there, the more worried we did. I don't know if people are going to get their notifications. Are we on the Wiley Show page or the backup channel? Let me know, because I don't know if people getting our notifications. Are we on the Wiley Show page or the backup channel? Let me know. Is this the main page or are we on the backup channel? Let me know, because I don't know if people are getting their notifications, because I can't. Okay, we on the Wiley Show page. So I did not see anybody in their notifications, so y'all be mindful for that, because I just went on and just did this live. Also, too, I want to say about Cardi B. I think she did that on purpose, and I think she's just doing that for attention. I really think that she is doing this for what I call attention. But when it comes back to Tory Lanez, the more and more he's out there, the more Megan's going to look foolish. And it is a wing of women that are not taking her side. But let's be clear. She's a black woman, and she was victimized. And we need to stand with our sister. She was shot. And the reason why she did not take up for him and say all that is because she did not want him to go to jail. I mean, she did not want him to get killed. And we all know how the police operate. See, let's be clear. We all know that the police are not to be trusted when it's concerning African-American people, especially African-American men. So I understand her reasoning of not cooperating with the cops because she didn't want nothing to happen. She didn't want him to have his life ended. But that probably messed up her case when you not cooperating. You saying that you was walking away, you don't want nothing to happen, and then now you say he did it. So of course, the defense attorney will definitely be on that case. Now, Tory Lanez will not be doing any interviews. Many people try to get him for an interview. He can't because this is an open case. He'll be foolish to talk about an open case before he get any justice. So you cannot talk about, or you should not, any lawyer in the world will not allow you to talk about an open case. So, of course, he won't do whatever. His father can talk. His sister can talk. His brothers can talk. Anybody else, like in family, they can talk. But if it's concerning you, you should not talk. And also, too, the witnesses, they should not be talking as well because that will mess up the case. because what you see on a public platform can be used against you in a court of law. So that's why you're not going to see him. He can post on his Instagram, post pictures, release music, but he got to be very careful not doing any interviews, because if you do that, you kind of like mess it up, especially if you admit that you've done it. Okay? Used to play a lot of games with notice. The reason many women don't tell. That is the reason. Many women don't tell, because they're going to automatically be as, oh my gosh, this did not happen. But if that was Kim Kardashian, or if that was any of the Jenner's girls or any of the Kardashian sisters, none of us will be saying, oh my gosh, that ain't happening to you. We'll be on the front lines talking about justice for Kim Kardashian. We'll be just doing that. But since it was a black woman, really? Did it happen? I don't believe her. She always lying. She needs to sit down. She needs to stop drinking. I don't believe her. She lied. Tory Lanez will never do that. She doing this for clout. It's because Jay-Z in her ear. You know, they deny it. Because when it comes to a black woman, you automatically deny it. And it's unfortunate. And black women have to stand up. But black men, we have to call that out. And I'm calling it out. They was like, Wiley, why are you saying that? I'm saying that she was victimized. Obviously, something happened. Her foot was bleeding. She had stitches. And she said the man did it. It was his weapon. He was charged. He was arrested. He's the only one that's charged and arrested. This narrative that he's trying to spin with his music is literally trying to paint Megan Thee Stallion into a liar. That is what he's trying to do. And to my sister Megan, you could tell your story all day long, because don't be silent. And I am so happy that she is using a soundbite of Malcolm X when he said the most disrespected person on earth is the black woman. So I am honored that she is using that soundbite of Brother Malcolm X, using the ancestor. And that's so powerful. And mind you, Malcolm X said that back in the 60s. We in 2020, and that ain't changed. Black women are still the most disrespected in the planet. It is what it is, and I truly believe that. Now, I'm outside at the DMV, and the lady told me, come back. I'm going to give you a little story here, right? She said, come back at 2:30 for your appointment. So I'm coming back at 2:30 for my appointment. And I said, yeah, I'm coming for, oh, it ain't 2:30 yet. I said, okay, ma'am, and that's a black woman, and I understand it, but I'm here because I want to get my ID. I want to make sure I be official, on my Texas stuff. So she had a little attitude, but it's okay because she's a black woman, and she's probably stressed, probably got to do a job, probably ain't getting paid much. So I can't be mad at her. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at her. I said I'm on time, okay? Because my teacher used to say, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. So he drilled that into me. So that's why I'm here. But I want to bring more black women on my show. So for election night, I love blue skies. I'm surrounded by black women, and I have to check my ego because sometimes I say ignorant things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect, and see, you live and you learn from your mistakes. Once I start to appreciate my mother and I start to honor my mother and trying to have a communication with my mom, I started to appreciate women more because I started to look at my mom as a woman and to understand that she had to go through a lot and she still is going through. And I had to take out of this imaginary version of what I wanted my mother to be. And she's a black woman and she's been so disrespected and she's been in a lot of bad relationships. So I have to look at her as a woman and say, my mom went through a lot, so I cannot judge her so much. I need to just be a great son. And don't be an extra headache. Don't add on extra gray hairs, and really be out here getting this bag. So when I do financially get stable enough to retire her, I would do just that. Even all of my loved ones, when it's talking about my close, even my grandmother, even my sisters and brothers, to make sure they're good. That's just my personal belief. That's what I believe in. And so I'm on that. But that's why I'm here. Let me see. Hey, Tea Time. Hey, it's me. Hey, Tech Viz. Hey, Arius. Okay. All right. So I'm just right here again for the update. Everybody wanted Tory Lanez to please so they can go live and say something. It's different. We really can't have a complaint when it comes to it because this is the court system, okay? And I do believe that Tory Lanez is guilty. And he have a right, but in this country though, you could be guilty, but you have to prove that it's going to be on the state to prove without beyond a reasonable doubt that he did that crime. It ain't what you can prove. It's not what you. It's not what you did. It's what you can prove in court. It's what you can prove. Can you prove it? That Tory Lanez, Charles say you believe. Okay, the state have the burden to prove that Tory Lanez did it without a reasonable doubt. So, the burden is on the state to prove their case. Well, Charles, you're saying in the comments, you're saying you wasn't in the car. No, I wasn't not in the car, just like you wasn't in the car, but you said that Tory Lanez didn't do it. So, all that type of stuff. So, when you said that, I'm like, you wasn't in the car, but yet you said viciously said that he did not do it. So, my question to you, Brother Charles, how do you know? I'm happy to her, and that all that matters. Something did happen to her, and he was charged with the gun. I don't believe that she shot herself in the foot. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You're right. I don't. I believe he did it. Somebody said, I do. To me, I'm not sure if he did it. Seemed like both sides hiding something. Guess we got to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see, and it's going to be a process because it's going to be continuance. And Tory Lanez, his strategy, he's going to make as much money as possible. And I don't blame him. They said, to me, I'm not sure if he did it. Okay, so we supposed to take her word. That's again, but Charles, are they in court? Yes. So they did do court today. Tory Lanez was doing it via phone, and his lawyer requested a continuance. It was approved by the courts, so he did not do a plea today, and they did it a continuance until they got to be back in court in November. Okay, but that's not guaranteed either because they can go in November and do a continuance. So we will continue I'm just giving my suggestion, and to anybody out there, I'm not a lawyer. No, Wiley Show was not in the car. I'm just giving my opinion that he is guilty. That's my opinion. Okay, I have a right to have an opinion. So how long do you think it would take? I think it would take about a year or two, maybe over a year. I believe it might be a year. Or I won't be surprised if it be like 2 years for this. I won't be surprised because this could be very lengthy with time because the more and more they do continuous, that's a day that you free, and you can do continuance, and so it all depends. I'm expecting at least over a year or two. They said, Charles, she's a black woman, and we're choosing to protect a black man. As usual, people started sending out negative info. That's what she decided to speak out. Right. Absolutely. And that's where, that's the side that I'm on. Now, I know a lot of people in the chat is sitting here, have their doubts, but that's okay because they are public figures. But I just still want to protect the black woman. You know what I'm saying? The same way women stand with men that get assaulted or abused or brutalized, the black woman is there on the front lines. But when it came to Breonna Taylor, it took a while before she got the same type of media attention as George Floyd because they still lessened the black woman experience. Even though Breonna Taylor got attention, but it still wasn't compared to what they did for George Floyd because people somehow, they caution when it's the black woman, but when it's the black man, they right there, But then with the black woman, they really they slow around. But black women, they don't slow around. They right there for black men. Even when you consider voting, who rescued Joe Biden? Let's be clear here. Who rescued Vice President Joe Biden, the former Vice President of America? Who rescued his campaign? Black women. If black women would have stayed at home, Vice President Joe Biden would not be the nominee. His campaign was in ruins before black women started to vote, and including all black women and black men. But they stepped up and they rescued and saved the Joe Biden campaign. So we need to keep that same energy for them when they out here on the front lines. Like, are you serious? Were you so impressed? Not even funny? Yes. When did Meg speak on Breonna Taylor? Well, I don't know, but I do know many people have spoken up on her. I don't know if Meg actually spoke up on her, but Meg was a victim. Something happened to her feet, and all of the news outlets said it was bullet fragments removed to her feet, and that is exactly what happened. Charles, dear brother, I don't understand. You say I sound crazy. Just because I have a difference of an opinion does not make me crazy. It's just that me and you don't see eye to eye concerning this topic. We just don't see eye to eye. But something happened to her feet. Megan has no case. Well, it's the states, in the state's hands. The state's got to prove it. Megan is, the state, it's like the prosecutors, they felt enough to charge him, and that's what happened, okay? The state did not ask for a continuance. It was Tory Lanez team asked for a continuance. They said Megan don't care about black lives. Hers was a fact. Megan do care about black lives. I believe she does care about black lives. She does. And I care about her life because that's my sister. And, we have to stand up for her. And I would do it. And if you see in the chat, you get a typical. You get the man, a black man that speak against Megan. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be, y'all. We gotta support our black women. We have to. She was living lavish while black people. Excuse me. You're trying to have it other part. Tory, our brother too. Absolutely, brother. Our brother, and unfortunately, that brother did something that was wrong, and he should have never had no gun because he didn't supposed to have it, and that gun should never went off, and he should have never shot Megan. Now, it probably was accidental. He was too drunk that he did, but he did it, and he do need to serve some time for what he did. He do need to serve some time to think about what he did to her. She does. She been giving scholarships for years, and she been in school. I don't know if Megan's still in school, but I remember she was in school for healthcare management because she wanted to own her own assisted living facility. Yes. Obviously, Charles might have not seen the Saturday Night Live Megan Thee Stallion performance. Right, that was a beautiful performance for summer. So you know exactly what happened. Well, this is the thing. I believe he shot her. I believe he did it out of anger. I believe that was alcoholism. He was drunk. He was pissed off, and that gun just went off. Now, if I believe this, if the alcohol wasn't in it, and the alcohol, maybe the weed smoking and alcohol wasn't a part of it, then I don't think that would have happened, that Megan Thee Stallion would have gotten shot. But since you had a man that had a short temper, alcohol, and probably smoking weed with some factors in it, he did what he did, and that was his problem. Okay? He should have kept his mouth shut, dropped his music, made her come out. Oh, you mean the SNL performance that happened after all that was before? Well, if I knew a pandemic was over going on, I'd live lavish too. Oh, okay. I feel like something happened for sure, but if we wasn't there, we don't know. Meg has too many stories. He did it. I think he shot her at the ground to scare her, and the bullet fragment hit her feet. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what I believe. That's exactly what I believe. I believe he shot her at the ground and it hit her foot. Yep. I believe that. So when you drunk, you do stuff. You do say negative stuff. And you got to begin. Now, I know he regret ever doing that. I can guarantee you he regret doing it. I can just guarantee you on that. But when you do stuff like that and get yourself in that trouble, that's the price that you pay. You got to stop doing. When you do stuff, you got to lay in it. As they say, you make your bed hard, you got to lie in it. So that's what the old folks used to say. They said, you think, let me see. Say you think you know everything too, Charles. Is Meg going to testify? I bet you she won't. Too many holes in her story. Yeah, I don't think. I think the other witnesses in the car will testify. The thing is, if he fired the gun, they won't have found the gun residue on him when they tested it for that night. Charles in the HUD, Mr. Forensic Scientist, and you supposed to be found. Something happened. But what confuses me is that she keeps saying someone shot her when she walked away. There's a chance someone might else shot her and not Tory. That's probably a defense that they are going to tell his defense attorney. That's probably going to bring up, because when she kept saying I walked away, she should have never ever spoke about that situation. I'm gonna be crystal clear. She should have never, ever went live and talked about the situation. She should have kept completely silent. But when you're a public figure and you don't like the public opinion about you, when you try to shift the public opinion, you do more damage to your case. So what the public said? You talk with the prosecutor and wait till everything's settled before you give your opinion. But don't never give your opinion when the case is open. That's my public opinion. Found enough not to charge a black woman with no evidence. If you're wrong, what are you going to do? If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But my words in this instance is not that powerful, because I'm not the judge, I'm not the lawyer, and I'm not a juror. So I'm just a commentator. Google the Tory lawyer is the same lawyer that O.J. Simpson had. Yep, that's the same lawyer that O.J. Simpson had. That lawyer was on the Dream Team, so you already know Tory Lanez he's gonna fight this. And do I blame him for fighting this? No. You have a right to have a defense team, even if he couldn't afford it. A lawyer would have been appointed to him, but since he got money, he hired outside counsel, and he hired a lawyer that used to work with O.J. Simpson. You know, that was on O.J. Simpson's Dream Team, and that lawyer helped get O.J. off. If you are a black man with influence, yes. But I ain't got that much influence that I'm going to swear an opinion in the courtroom. Yeah, I got influence, but it ain't that. I ain't got that much influence. I'm just going to be honest with you. So you are poisoning other. No, and then no poisoning. I'm just giving my opinion. Just giving my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion, brother. I'm standing up for a black woman. Hey, Shata. I'm standing with my sister, and that's it. Someone shot her, and someone's going to get prosecuted. She didn't shoot herself. Exactly. Come on, somebody. If you're a black woman in the chat, do you agree? Give me an amen in the chat. Hold up. If you a black woman, if you agree, if you a woman, if you agree with that, if you want men to stand up and stand beside you, say amen. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You better come through. Come through. Let's just be clear here. Women want men to stand up for them and not them doing all the work. There you go. You better say that. Because I know that. Women, they tired of doing all the work. It's up, man, we have to do better. Me included. We have to do better. So, we have to do better. He's not poisoning on one chart. Everybody have a right to their opinion and views. A black man not standing up for a black man. We have zero evidence. Tory Lanez, her dude. Megan's lying. How can we stand up for her? So disagreeing with someone and having a discussion about it is wrong, and you don't have to see him shoot to know it's him. Right. And I believe that it was him. That's just my opinion. I believe that was him. We have our own mind. Nobody can poison a mature adult mind. He made it clear he's giving his opinion, so are you. Right. We're just giving our opinion. I'm standing here trying to get my ID. Hey, shot. I'm trying to get my ID. I done drove. This is my second time at this DMV, and I'm giving my opinion, using time out, talking with y'all about this situation. But I voted today, this morning, so that was great. I had an amazing time voting and stuff. So there's gun residue on him, but where's the gun residue? We again, he probably had that on him. That's probably part of the evidence. We don't know how we're gonna say if he didn't have it on him. The state is not gonna tell all the evidence right now. Look at her. When a white lady went in there, she all nice. But when I went in there, she had a nasty attitude. But it's okay. She ain't keep that same energy with Karen. But when Brother Wiley went up in there, she got, it ain't 2:30 yet. But when that white woman went in there, good, how you doing? You keep making it fat when you decide I wasn't there. In my opinion, is a miss. However, the situation show how dysfunctional our black community is. People literally arguing over stuff they weren't present for. The good you voted. I need to vote too. I believe some shot her. Yes, come on. They tested him at night and it came out that he ain't have it. Okay, Charles having a disagreement and trying to change someone's opinion about push your agenda is something different. Well, he can't push my mind up. My mind is made up on this situation. My mind is made up on this situation. They say, yes, brother, yes, come on, come on, come on. Yes. People want him to be innocent so bad. They do. They do because ever since he dropped that album, they want him just because they was popping, liking, and dropping into his music. They want to now mind you, was that album a good album? I bumped my head to it, but after I got bumped my head to it, I said, Tory, you shot her. And that's and I stand by that opinion. Tech Biz PM. I want to talk more of it. I want the truth. Yes. Right. And the truth will come out. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. I truly believe that. Absolutely. They said, side note, good job on your channel. Yes, good job. Thank you. They upped the charges, now drop charges. That means they had enough to get a warrant and arrest. Yep. Not bad. Tory isn't white. This is a black on crime. He's going down, and if he's going to be spending a pretty penny to stay out there, absolutely. And the reason why, hey, listen, the reason why, oh Lord, I don't want to drop none of my documents. Right there. The reason why we're doing this video is because I am a black man. I'm standing up for that black woman, and she's a victim. Despite all the jokes, the kiki, the ha-ha, she was victimized. And Tory Lanez, justice will be served. And that's why I stand on that. I stand on that. Did you have believe? I believe she had a relationship with him, yes. I believe it was a dysfunctional relationship, but it was a relationship. That's my personal belief. And people want to say that because he aimed at the ground, mean he didn't shoot her. If you aimed at the ground and hit it, you shot him. What's up with Kelsey? I think Kelsey and Megan, I think when you're dealing with, you got to understand the relationship, right? I'm famous and my best friend, she's one around me. Maybe she was starting to get jealous and starting to pull back. And Megan probably started to notice some of her characteristics wasn't aligning to her values, and that she probably started to look at Megan as, Kelsey probably look at Megan as not being her sister. The friendship probably dissolved. That's what I believe. We love you. Yes, that's what I believe. But Kelsey, she can't really talk right now because she's a witness. If she talk, that could just mess up the case. And if I was Kelsey, I won't say a word. Not until the court proceedings is over. Then once it's done, everything is done, write you a book and put it out. Because this is an open case. So Kelsey got a hush, as well as that other security guard that was in the car. Shouldn't do any interviews and stuff because I went through the court proceeding process. And they said, my lawyer will always say, Wiley, you can't talk about it. It's open case. You can't talk about it. I wasn't able to talk about it until everything was closed. And then I was able to talk about it. But you couldn't talk about it. And best believe I wanted to talk about it. But you can't. From the court case, I just want to hear the truth. Right. Even if she shot the ground, come on now, that's super aggressive. Right, for somebody to even pull out a whip, that's the most dangerous thing to do, to shoot at the ground. They could have hit somebody, or somebody could have lost their life. That ain't nothing to play around with. That ain't nothing to play around with, folks. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video. Give me a thumbs up. That ain't nothing to play around with. Thank you to the people that's in the room. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video today. That ain't nothing, that's dangerous. A gun? Like, you play around with that? Really? Come on now, folks. Come on now. All the details going to come out during the discovery, and I'm here for it. I'm going to be right there looking. Poor Kelsey in the middle of the mess, all while trying to be a good friend. And there's no telling what she was doing. And this is the thing, though, when you're drunk, because I believe they were drinking, all right? And I believe some words was exchanged. And this is why I tell people, know how to handle your liquor. A lot of folks, unfortunately, some folks don't know how to handle their liquor. The liquor be controlling them. That's what I tell people. You watch people behaviors when it comes to alcoholism. When it comes to alcohol, just watch them when they get all them drinks and drinks in their system. Look at them soberly and look at them under the influence. And you start to say things, and some stuff you can say ain't no coming back from. Was going to televise it since it turned into a high profile case. I doubt it, Leo. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I would love to see it on television, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it would be on it. I would love to see it. All of them riding the boats and the tequila and all that, but I highly doubt it. They fighting over the same thing. I heard the gun went off after a tug of war, battle of the gun. Yeah, come on now. It's plenty peen out here. You ain't got to be fighting over no Tories. That's the truth. They got all type of different stores. You ain't got to be fighting over Tory peen. It's plenty peen out here. You can just get somebody, a regular person that ain't even no celebrity, got good. Come on now, let's be real here. That ain't nothing to be fighting over. That's one thing this world ain't lacking is peen. They fighting over the same. So Tory and Kelsey was sleeping with each other. I, oh, I could believe it if they did do it, cause she's beautiful. If I was Tory, I'd smash both of them too. Shoot, if I was Tory, I'd be getting in there too. Both of them, they both beautiful, gorgeous. I do. Why not? Peanut butter and jelly. Why not? Burger and French fries. Why not have both? With a milkshake on the side. Why not? So, I mean, I would do the same if I was in his shoes. I'll do the same thing. Not with excluding the gun piece like that. That's just too much. I know that's messy, but hey, why not? Oh, they put out a narrative that Kelsey was sleeping with her first. Oh God. Okay. The freaking league. Yes. All right. We got 30 minutes. So I said, let me come and see. I came up in here and I was able to do a show. Okay. We're doing it remotely. And that's how I tell people to make sure when you're on the show to come through, give us a like and show us love because we are one of the hardest working YouTubers. I try my best to put out as much content. So I'm trying to talk with somebody from Zeus and trying to get some guests on the show. But I reviewed the show, and like a lot of my producers, they don't have Zeus. So 3 of them emailed me today from the Wiley Show. They was like, Wiley, thank you for that review. I just downloaded Zeus. I'm loving the show. And I'm like, what? I was like, wow, I really do have some power in my words because I just did the live. I think it only got like 100 views or something, and then like 3 people just sent they downloaded it to watch the show, and they said, Wiley, it is so funny, and it's super super funny, and I was laughing so hard. My roommate said, what are you watching? I was like, it's this new show, this reality show that is on Zeus, and when I tell you, classic reality, I was busting up. But one thing about them castmates on that show, they ain't break their NDA. They ain't out there talking about it before it happened. None of them. They ain't doing no interviews because you respect the process. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Black China show and then I'm gonna catch that the conversation between Hazel E and Masika. Did I say that right? Yeah, I'm gonna catch that too. Yeah, because if I pay for something, I'm using it up. Love that Wiley Show. Keep doing your thing. Yes. I know they said it was a hot mess. They said it was a hot mess. It feels so good out today, y'all. The wind is blowing. It's like a coolness, not too hot. It's just like it's a coolness and just a good breeze, you know. Nobody around me, just a good, calm, you know, it's that's the beauty of God creation, you know. Beautiful. Only thing that's missing is my beautiful wife. I said that in one of the lives, and three people got triggered when I said that. I said, "But that's my story. That's my vision. So why are you triggered with my vision? How can my vision or my desire trigger you?" And I'm like, people be getting triggered on this show for the littlest stuff. I'm like, what is gonna happen when I become famous? You then what? Then what when I become more successful? But if you're triggered right now, just buckle your seatbelt because you go get triggered again. Do you hear about the fake drop-off ballots down in California? Yes, I heard about that. The fake dropout ballots, dropout spots they were doing, and the judge was like, "That's voter fraud. Remove that because that's voter fraud." Because they already know. Let's be clear here, people. They know they losing, and they know Trump done messed up the whole ballot. Trump messed it up because when you go vote, most people that are voting, they're going to vote. Most voters in America, they vote straight ticket. If you're a Republican, you voted for all Republicans. If you're a Democrat, you voted for all Democrats. Because of the outrage of what Trump did for this pandemic and because of the tax cuts that he just gave to the rich and left regular folks struggling and his failure with the coronavirus, most people are now they're fed up and they're voting him out. And when he lose, that will be the reason. If we never would have had this pandemic, Trump would have automatically won a re-election, and he would have won if this pandemic never would have happened. But since this pandemic happened, people lost their jobs. People getting evicted. People are fed up. And when you're seeing these long lines in Georgia, in Texas, and all across the country, that is a sign that Republicans is losing their grip. And if they lose, I believe so they will, the main portion they got to blame is their failure for not standing up to President Trump. They should have stand up to him. A lot of Republicans are going to lose their spots because of their failure of not standing up to the abnormal behavior of our president. And do you know why President Trump left the hospital? It's because he said, "Man, I'm losing this. I got to stick to my base. Just tell him I'm negative so I can get up out of here." And well, he's out there still probably spreading it allegedly because he know he's losing. He's losing. And so that's why he's tweeting all these weird tweets. He's trying to change the news cycle. It ain't working. That because now people fed up. And maybe it would have worked because before this pandemic, the economy was good. And that pandemic and then that George Floyd, it was like two major pandemic. Then Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. It was so many things that happened in months before Election Day. And that is the reason why Trump will lose. And of course, when he loses, he's going to try to say, "I ain't leaving." He's going to try to resist it. And he's going to be saying all type of crazy stuff, you know. But hey, you should do your job, you know. Spreading it because he that's his only way to get to his voters is out there speaking to them, doing rallies. That was one of his secret sauce to his success. But now people got on to that, and now folks are voting. Folks are voting. When my mother told me she's voting and she don't vote like that, and when she tell my sister's voting and my sister never talking about voting, I know that it's a change in the atmosphere. Now, I'm not out here crying like Roland Martin. Baby Roland Martin was just boo-hooing in tears. He was boo-hooing in tears. But I'm not crying because I'm waiting for Election Day. And we got the flyer that's going to drop. I want Leo the Lioness to come join us. And I know I'm trying to get Blue Skies I'm trying to get anybody that want to join us for covering the election. I'm nervous too. I'm nervous because this is the first time in history that I'm covering the election with a big audience. Yeah. Her saying she was walking away from him means she was not a threat, which can help her. Sorry for going back. Okay. Yeah. Well, back to, but let me be clear about this thing with Tory Lanez. People is invested in this, and because it's part of social media, and that's the world we live in. Everybody get to have a platform. So whatever side you on, I'm still on the side of standing up for black women. Sorry she was walking away. Okay, I don't vote anymore because our vote is literally the opinion. The Electoral College chooses who is president. But you're not just voting for president, though. You know, as I try to tell people when they bring that Electoral College up, you're not just voting for president. You're voting for judges. You're voting for people on the school board. You're voting for the local sheriff. You're voting for the judges. You're voting for all type of people. You're not just voting for president. So when you vote, it is so many. You're voting for Congress, your state representative, and the list goes on and on. So you're not just not voting for president. That's true too. But I don't see other campaigns enough. I never know who they are. That's why you have to do Google is your friend, and research, and it's just out there. Voting is not an opinion. Let's see how that works with judges, okay? Just research. Google is your friend. I just Google this, and I say this person running this way, and I just read their agendas, and then, or you can go to house.gov for Congress. You can just be easy, type in such and such voting record, and what you can do, you can look at their voting record, and that's what we did when we was looking at people that should be a VP choice for Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden. I was looking at all the picks and how they were voting in Congress, and then what the NAACP have. I love the report card that they have, that they grade each senator, from A to F, how progressive, how is your agenda, and so I look at that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.